additional pro-human Judeo-Christian guidance. This goes along with this series of slides called 10 Structures of Peace in the Bible. There's a 1-minute quick presentation, and then there's a 1-hour presentation that has a little bit more information in it. The introductory slide series, I just flipped through the slides in that. So here's a few extra points to that. Point number 1. What about the guidance to eat meat in the Bible? Zechariah Stitchin, Sumerian clay, cylinder, and tablet analyst, found that humans appear to be a hybrid species created by an extraterrestrial race that combined their DNA with advanced upright earth primates. Humans may have been designed to desire some cooked meat. Also, the God of Abraham guided the people to burn and cook animal offerings for the priests, and these were said to offer a pleasant aroma to this God. Certain types of animal offerings. The human brain has high needs for protein. The Habiru, later called Hebrews, were shepherds. Raising animals allowed them to travel and survive years of famine. The descendants of the man called Jacob, later called Israel, may have been provided tofu or something like it while they were in the desert for 40 years during the Exodus, when they were freed from slavery in Egypt. They collected it from the ground 6 days a week. They collected more on Fridays so they could have a day of rest on the Sabbath day. They called it manna, which means, what is it? Perhaps they got some extra minerals as it was on the ground. They did eat some birds too, and maybe had other sources of protein, but the manna was the main food they had. They may have been so long in the desert because the adults had been so influenced by Egyptian culture in many ways that were not aligned with self-existent one's will. So this time in the desert helped them get purified culturally. Point number 2. Guidance for gender irregular people. Try to stick with the gender that you were born with. In the book of Romans in the Bible, Paul encouraged the Romans to practice self-control. A contemporary man of God has heard from self-existent one that sex is only for procreation and that reproduction was made to be enjoyable to help ensure species continuation. Anyone can be a good leader, to lead others toward self-existent one and his helpful peace and species survival teachings. It is advisable to rule out spiritual possession and associated manipulation. People can see if there is a problem in this area if the person uses curse words or does not want to hear the name Jesus, Yeshua, Iisus. That's Hebrew and Greek. They all mean he saves. The first one's Latin translation of the Greek, Jesus. It has SOS for saves in it. It is good to assess if there is a toxicity of hormone-mimicking chemicals. Men should be speaking in the 2nd octave and women in the 3rd octave. You could use a piano tuner to figure this out, unless there is a hormonal imbalance. The Optimum Health Institute in Austin, Texas has scholarships, and this is a health ministry that may help with detoxification.